Let's get it started. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Man, we just gonna get right into this, man. Non-negotiables, baby. Gunner.
Yes, I did it.
You did it? Said yes, I did it.
I ran 3 miles and then I did a bunch.
You ran 3 miles?
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Reese run fast as hell though.
Who?
Reese, like, we use the same app and he runs fast as
Dude, I saw his time, bro. I was like, yo.
minute mile. Like, I'm just trying to get under 10. Like,
He's got those long legs. I think he just like, he just.
we got it done though.
Yeah.
Ain't no 8-minute mile.
7 times a week in the gym, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
You got it? Let's go. Chapter of a book each day, never split the difference. Brett.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. 4:20 a.m. Gym, 4X a week, Aaliyah.
Yes,
I already saw that. Let's go.
I've got 4 for like 2 years now, so that's
Hell yeah.
normal. My
Fucking
new,
okay.
I'm gonna get up at before 4.
Wait.
I'm gonna try to 6:30 to 3:45.
Yo, and like kudos to you because I like sometimes really want to get to the gym at 4 a.m. and when that says 3:30 on my alarm clock, I'm like, bro, no, I'm not. Like the bitch voice really, like I've gotten this far to get to like, my wake up's 4:15, but like, man, it took a lot of practice to get there. You know, I had to start at like 5:30. Actually, I used to go to the gym at 7, but then when you have 5 kids, you're like, all right, I have to go. I have to go at like 5 to even get a good workout in because then I got to be back at the house by 6:30 to help get the kids ready and all this stuff. So, but kudos to you. I saw you on there. Like, that's good. Mallory, rest in peace, man. She was a thug. She was good. And then let me just kind of like touch on this real quick, right? There's a lot of turnover in our industry. I think industry, like the stat is like 72%. 80, is it 80? Yeah, so here's some real key things, guys, just like in general, is like for my team leads or people in leadership or whatever, like I think the real key is like when you have people on your team and they're new to this, direction and mentorship, okay? Which means like these guys got personal lives too. It's enough anxiety being 100% commission based. Some people have never come from that world before. So all my people that have experience being a commission rep, you guys gotta be able to mentor these guys and show them what that first 60, 90, 120 days is like. I mean, I really don't like putting bad connotations on stuff, but like, what do they call that in the Army? Is it Hell Week or Hell Month or what is that for the Marine? Hell Week, all right? Like your first 60 days in this like, it's tough, man. You're like, with all the new reps, I always compare it to those guys like locking arms in the oceans, washing over there like, don't tap, the money's coming on the 90th day. I mean, that's really what it's like in this, guys.
Seth was dragging me to my 90th. I swear.
I just want to say this, okay? It is completely normal for anybody to go through that, all right? Like everybody who starts in this, they're like, yo, dog, like I'm about to lose everything, dog. My wife has divorce papers on the kitchen counter right now, dog. I need to get like a little bit of something. And right when that happens, okay, because they always, like you ever see that image where like, it's like they give up before like that's like that picking thing and the guy turns around and the other guy just does a little bit more and he finds the $1 million or whatever, right? It's the same concept in roofing, guys. So that feeling, and I think anybody who's been here a while knows that feeling, right? It's like you're about to quit, and I'm like, dude, it's always that time before you're about to get a $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 check, and changes, okay? So if you're in that position, just know it happens for everybody, and it will happen for you as long as you're putting the work in, okay? But to the mentorship piece is you guys gotta let other people, it doesn't even need to be on your team, guys. Just, if you see somebody going through it, like let them know what you went through too, okay? Like it's not just something that they're personally going through. You gotta cheer them on and help move things along and show them that this is possible. Because once they start getting into that cycle of money coming in, that's where the life change really starts to happen. All right? So, and direction, guys. Like all of us, like I know we have team leads and stuff like that, but you calling out where you're at, sometimes you might be closer to somebody, like somebody's drive might be 15 minutes to where you're at versus where some other door knock is going on, and they might be like, hey, I'll come link up with you rather than drive all the way over there. So shouting out where you're at and what you're doing is key. I don't think that's just for team leads. I think collectively as a team, we need to shout out where we're at, where damage is at, all that stuff, and be shouting that out on GroupMe. All right, cool. I've got Reese, who's not here, but he was working out. I don't know if he hit 7 times, but Alex, I saw you went to the gym, bro. You go to Gold's Gym. So just so you know, dude, I still say before I have to go to the gym some mornings, bro. So like, it doesn't go away. Like the bitch voice is always like, man, dog, you're already in good shape. What the you doing? You're sore, you're this, you're that, right? But the fact that you went, so kudos to you. I'm proud of you for doing that. Hell yeah. We got me, 1 chapter each day of Nick Saban. So I did get through 8 chapters on there, but I didn't leave my recap on GroupMe. I did it twice or 3 times, but I slacked on that. That was a way I could have improved, but I did hit 8 chapters this week. Well, I don't have recap on there. I don't have recap on there. It said 1 chapter each day of Nick Saban leadership book. It don't say recap. So technically I made it. Amarion, are you there? Amarion's round.
Can you check Sylvia's job?
All right, I'm not in this. Like I'll ask them later. Naaman, picking up kids 6 p.m. each day. Let's go. Not everything needs to be the gym. So great job, Naaman. What were some things you took away from that, man? Like what was the change there that you got?
So I've been working a little bit more emotionally, detached, especially from family, kids, wives, stuff like that. I like to work. I like to work half days.
Yeah.
So this month I made that goal. And it was really nice walking to the daycare. My oldest runs up saying daddy, and I'm like, this is dope. My youngest one runs away from me still. Pick up a little harder.
Did they ask you for ID? You're like, yo, bro, my is here. Who are you, sir? Hold on, stop.
So like that, there was some more fulfillment in there. I get a real kick out of leading, growing teams, doing sales and stuff like that. But trying to grow in this other area of my life, so I put that as my non-negotiable, so I can try to continue to develop.
Hell yeah.
I'm already stronger and swoller than all y'all, so.
All right. Good Naaman. Let's see. Nick, bruh.
I did it, but I'm not sure that was too healthy.
We gotta hold each other accountable. Nick came in here twicey with fucking Chicken Express. Huh?
Cheat days he had.
Did you hit it or not?
Yeah, I posted it in the chat.
You did?
Yeah.
My God.
I didn't eat the rest of the day. All my calories.
Let's go, big dog.
Sacrifice.
All right, okay.
Because in my head, I was like, if I don't keep my word, then I'll be a and I was like, that's not me, bro.
All right, good. Hell yeah, Nick. Hell yeah. Hey, you had me nervous with that Chicken Express. I was like, homie, bro. All right, cool. Persuasion, chapter each day. Ashley. She's not here. Whose team is she on? That's your dude. Where's she at?
I'm not sure, to be honest with
Gotta know where your team's at. Think and Grow Rich, chapter each day. Colt.
I got it.
You got it?
You did that, or I did mine. I said my devotional too, so I did both.
So, but you did Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Influence, Robert Caldini. I saw you posted on there. Did you hit your goal?
Yeah.
Chapter each day? That's dope. 1 mile minimum. Jesus, 5 times a week.
I hit it 9 miles.
9 miles.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Brinson, switching it up to a 6 a.m. workout 7 times. You got it?
Yeah, I hit twice a day some days.
Let's go. Big Chuck Seth, 5 times in the gym, 4:45 in the morning. I saw you hit it. I saw you.
I woke up at 4:45. It was 5 times.
Huh?
Mine was 4:45 wake up, and then I did like my motivation, but I worked out every day before work.
Hell yeah.
So
Good.
in the mornings, but it wasn't at 4:45.
Hell yeah. How do you feel?
Great. Like I kept my word to myself.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
100%. You gonna stick with it this week? You gonna stick with it this week?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gym 5 times, waking up.
I love seeing your post be one of the first posts in the motivation chat every morning. Like 100%. Like I'm like, hell yeah. That's how we develop leaders, bro. Good shit. Cam, 3 times a week in the gym.
Yes, barely. I
Barely?
did the last one in last night.
You did? Hell yeah.
Alright, so what I noticed now, since there's been a few changes, in order before, like when we completed that, what's it called, the financial worksheet, in order for it to show up on the contract, I'm losing my voice, sorry, the
You're good.
contract total, immediately, we were supposed to tag the office manager, so who are we doing that to?
You're still
Great.
office manager.
Great.
Someone else is running the account.
Okay, cool.
Yes, but that is a great segue into how we're gonna be efficient with communication is, one, I don't need to be tagged on everything, okay? As a matter of fact, we're gonna just do away with tags unless it needs immediate attention, your message, okay? Which means that, like when you're done with a work order and you're like letting Phil, Sundal, and everybody know where this job needs to go now, that would be an opportunity for you to tag Sundal, the office, which will be Taylor for right now, okay? And Phil, all right? But you guys gotta pay attention to your messages because when you when you reply to that, like if Sundal writes something, like you wanna make sure that your tags aren't back to Phil, office, and Sundal again if you're just responding to Sundal. All right, we gotta pay attention to that, guys, because for efficiency purposes, because like we all get a lot of notifications and we're getting notified for stuff that I don't need to be notified. You need to notify me if it's a problem that Jay needs to fix, okay? I don't, like your production and it's all good. You guys can come tell me your wins, all right? Like if you win on something on AccuLinks, that's awesome, but you don't have to tag me, so and then I look at it and it's like, worksheet completed, I upped it $6,000 or whatever, or sold an upgraded bridge cap. I don't need to know any of that stuff, guys. Just anything that pertains to that particular person. Otherwise, just no tags at all, okay? Because getting through all of this, Seth doesn't need to be notified on every little thing. If you think Seth needs to know, then tag Seth. But it needs to be something that when he opens it, he needs to respond to this right now. It doesn't need to be fluff.
So if we're on the thread that we were talking to all 3 of them, we need to create a new comment with those other people.
No, you can respond to that message, just deselect the tag.
The checker filter, you're the people.
And the purpose of this too is like the efficiency of communication. If you need something, don't ask a question in AccuLinks and wait 3 days for a response. Follow the chain of command. Call or text your team lead, move it up. Don't post something that needs attention in AccuLinks and hope that someone gets back to you. Get the answer, get done with it.
Yep, 100%. Does anybody have any questions on that? Huh? Okay. Another thing does everybody here know how to move your job forward in AccuLinks? Raise your hand if you know how to do that.
We still have some
All right.
permissions thing where we can't approve.
Hey, Cam, would you mind shutting the iPad? We're just trying to have everybody pay attention in the meeting. We just don't want any distractions on iPads, laptops, phones, anything like that. All right, cool. Because what we're having an issue with, and Sundal, maybe you just want to help piggyback on this, is like you guys are you guys are not moving it to supplement needed, okay? Meaning you guys are moving it to approved, but not the right subcategory, okay? Sundal, as we get bigger, okay, your job is if it needs a supplement, once you're done with the work order, you guys gotta go into AccuLinks and click supplement needed under the subsections. Does everyone know how to do that? Awesome. So my next question is, why is it not happening?
You can't do it from your phone.
Because you can't do it from your phone.
Yeah, you can't go to workflow. It's in your section. It's the same thing as edit progress.
So I can't do it from my phone, but I'll learn how. Austin.
I'll show you. Yeah.
So I know, guys, look, I'm just gonna tell you guys, like, I was looking for a minimum when I was asking for y'all's office hours, but like things can change so often in this that we're really trying to like minimize our cycle time. And the communication on AccuLinks, I always see it's like 2 days and then 3 days someone responds. Like, guys, just take like 30 minutes and jump on your desktop, your iPad or something like that, and just go and update your or respond to the messages and the notifications, because it's really hurting us collectively as a team, as the growth of the company. For us to really take this thing to the next level, you taking 3 or 4 days to respond, or there just runs into a roadblock, you didn't do the worksheet, you're taking 4 days to go do a supplement revision or a change order or pick up a check. All of these things add 3 days and 3 days and 2 days and 3 days. And we're wondering why our cycle time's like, it's like 87, 90 days. I met with Kurt Linnington from Linear, who runs a $120 million roofing company. Me and Taylor sat down with him and we just really spoke to him about how we make things more efficient inside of our company. And like their cycle time's down to like 70 days. All right, and they're running way more jobs than us, right? But those guys are on AccuLinks, updating that AccuLinks thoroughly and making sure, because who doesn't want their final commission? You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys are waiting on final commissions, and like to get your final commission quicker, the communication needs to be faster, the updates to your homeowner need to be quicker, and all of these, every little 2-3 day thing, when we look at it, it adds like another 2 or 3 weeks to the tail end of the deal, just the communication part. So you guys trimming that down and tagging the right person. And that's how we're gonna streamline this, so we trim down our cycle time and you guys get paid quicker, right? Who wants to get paid quicker? Me, right? Like if I run into a problem, yeah, put 2 hands up, Marcus, right? There's, woo, me too. Me too. We have to collectively work as a team, and I know I touched on this like a week or 2 ago. Like I understand like Sundle's working on supplements, but guys, like getting your homeowner, I've seen this too often with the mortgage check and with supplements. It's like they're just dragging their feet. They're not responding. They're not doing this. Who has tagged in a homeowner when something like that has happened? That's the problem. Is that only 4 or 5 people have done that. You guys have to tag in the homeowner when you guys want to move things along in a deal.
Me and John had one with this rinky dinky ass company for 90 days before we got the estimate back. And when we finally got the timing right, because getting in touch with somebody at the company when
it's American Risk.
It was just it was terrible. We finally got in touch with somebody there, and the homeowner was on the phone. We got the estimate within like a few days. No. A couple days. It was ridiculous. It was the most frustrating.
The homeowner called though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had to call 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Me and John had to call every day 2 or 3 times just to keep the ball rolling.
Yep.
Then it starts getting stagnant. I'm like, hold up, call him again.
Yep.
Homer calls it upset. It's going to happen instantly too.
Yeah.
Who's been sticking to their office hours? Nah, don't even raise your hand, Ricky. You got in trouble the other day. Guys, I know, but this whole thing isn't about just going and filing claims. All right, like this is all timing, and you guys let a homeowner sit with a check for too long, you can lose your deal. Yep. Right? You let them sit with that scope and marinate on a $34,000 home improvement. The median salary in this country, I think, is like, what is it, 100 grand or something like that? Like most.
That's how far removed you are. It's like less than 40 grand.
How removed I am? Is it less than 40? Whatever.
It's like 30.
What is it?
Median household income is like 60. It's like 30 grand.
So what do you think's going through a homeowner's mind when they get a $34,000 home improvement from insurance?
I'm going to Mexico, bitches.
No, it's fuck my roof.
Yeah, 100%.
Does that thought, like, that thought goes through people's minds? That's why when you guys get finished up, right, with a adjustment, you guys gotta set mile markers for when you're going to do the next thing, okay? Just like you guys gotta coach people on how to create a schedule in roofing, how I had to help you guys be efficient with your time in roofing, I gotta do the same thing with the homeowner, right? Hey, I wanna check, hey, I asked the adjuster, I'm like, hey, what do? You write these things up tonight? I know you're probably busy. You probably knock all this out maybe 1 day a week. What day you write this up at? Oh, I'm gonna knock it all out tonight. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have it to the homeowner by tomorrow morning. Oh, awesome, cool. Now I know where the scope's at, right? Then I'm gonna get CC'd on the scope from the adjuster, right? So I'm gonna say, hey, Miss Smith, hey, he's gonna go to the hotel tonight. He's gonna write all this up and he's gonna have it to you. It's easier if we're both CC'd on it, just in case there's anything he missed or mispriced, I can make sure that you're compensated for it, and we can all start on the same page as far as this home improvement, right? So now, boom, I get CC'd on the scope. 3, I want to know how they're releasing funding. I'm like, hey, so this is another whoop-de-whoop, right? As I ask the homeowner, I'm like, hey, you set up on direct deposit? They'll go, oh, yes, no. I'm like, hey, if you set up on direct deposit, it makes things move a lot faster throughout this process. Now, what's in it for me is that when you get checks, you can ACH it to me right when you get it, right? I don't have to go to your house if they get set up on direct deposit. Another thing is sometimes sometimes they'll the mortgage process, right? And they've just direct deposited. That's another way that can skim time off of you getting what? Your final commission, right? Also, I know when they're getting the money. Okay, so now I know you're on direct deposit. I know you're getting it within 24 to 48 hours. You're getting the scope tomorrow. When am I scheduling the work order?
Like money or this?
I'm scheduling that. I'm scheduling it right now. Like, yo, like you're already getting the funding. Hey, listen, I have some time Wednesday night. I'll come by at around 6:30. This is the fun part where I come by with shingles, options, all of this stuff, and we get to pick out your home improvement. Sound fun? All right, cool. I'll see you guys at 6:30. Right? Done. I've already CC'd on the scope. I already know when you're getting your money. I already know all of this stuff, right? Because once, what you don't want, like I said, is them to sit with that funding and their scope and they're like, I want estimates and I want this. You want to be able to make sure you want to make sure you're setting all of the expectations for what the next steps are moving forward. Okay? You don't want to leave that adjustment with them having a questions, because they will get those questions answered. And there's 10,000 roofing companies in DFW. So they're going to get, they're going to tell people at work, hey man, it's crazy, dude, this adjuster, man, he just wrote me out $31,000 for roofing gutter. Hey, my cousin's a roofer, dude. He has his own roofing company. You should see what he'll do. You know what I mean? He'll waive your deductible, right? And they're like, oh, Willie, he already put money back in your pocket. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff, but you gotta keep them focused, right? You gotta keep the blinders on the homeowners so they don't start looking left and right as to what's the next option and what they should do. As long as you're setting that schedule with them, they're gonna listen. Okay, cool, Wednesday night, that's what we're doing. This is what we're doing, this is how it works. And you move them on to the next step.
If you ask them to CC you on the scope in front of the homeowner too, that solves you going up against number one. You ask when they get it, like, oh, just give me an estimate. But if that's gonna be the rebuttal, now that's gonna be the rebuttal in front of the adjuster who will personally tell them, no, you need to share this with your contractor.
There you go, that's smart.
And it's a soft close. Because what happens if they say no?
You already know.
I know my deal's off track, right? If now the homeowner doesn't want me CC'd on the scope, well, now I have some work to do. Now I have some explanation to do. Now I have some form to build, right? Because guys, let's not get away from the fact that that rapport is the number one way that you're going to prevent a lot of this stuff from happening, okay? Yes, explaining what the next steps, awesome. But what's more important than that is form, all right? I mean, I'm kind of reiterating some stuff me and you already talked about, but before I leave a homeowner's house, right, I want to have an answer for every one of these letters. If I have an answer for every one of these, I can mark it an A+ in rapport, right? I want to know the dog's name. I want to know how old the dogs are, how you got the dogs, are they rescues? All of these things are telling me a little bit about you, okay? Whether they're direct to what this business relationship is, or I can just learn from you, because I'm gonna start using all of these things to articulate things to you in the deal, and I also know your temperament as a person, okay? So this is how you're gonna get graded as an A+. Does everybody know what form means? Kyle, what's form mean?
Family and occupation, recreation, material.
Awesome, right. So I wanna know, oh, kids, awesome. What do they do? Oh, they play baseball. Okay, awesome. You go watch their baseball games. Cool, what position do they play? Oh, they play shortstop. Oh, okay, awesome. What do you do? Oh, I coach baseball. Oh, you're a coach? Awesome. What do you do professionally? I'm an engineer. Oh, who do you work for? Whatever, right? You know what I mean? Materials. I saw the car in the driveway, man. That's an awesome sports car, man. Whatever, right? I'm getting all of this information, right? So when I'm starting to talk to them, I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I build my rapport, okay? Because most roofing companies are gonna be transactional. What shingle do you want? Here's the price, here's all this. But you're trying to build a long-lasting relationship with them because they will get hit with hail again. I promise you that. I've made a big mistake of not building as much rapport with certain homeowners that I should have. And when they get hit with hail again, they're like, no, I'm gonna use X, Y. And that's just my fault, right? But you being with them for a lifetime, you're gonna do their roof 2, 3, 4 times if you stay in this long enough, right? You're gonna start doing people's roofs over and over and over again, all right? Another goal that you guys wanna make sure that you have is my goal on every one of my deals was to get 1 referral, just 1, okay? I think Brinson's ran 50, 60. You told me the other day, you're like, dude, I'm not even door knocking. I'm running off referrals. Kurt Linnington made a point. He goes, your leaders after year 1 shouldn't have to knock doors anymore. They should literally be working off of referrals, because if you do 50 or 60 roofs the year before and you do $1.2 million, well, guess what? Those 50, 60 people should give you one other person, so your baseline the next year should already be in stone that you're getting 60 roofs pretty much for free, because if you just get one referral per person, you're gonna do the same production next year without even door knocking. Does that make sense? Like, then everything else, like every year you should be going up and up and up. But the only way that you're gonna get a referral is by giving them a 5-star experience. How do you give somebody a 5-star experience? Communication, yes, education, right? And service. The new girl, Ashley, was like, I should bring donuts to the adjuster appointment. Like, that's cool. What's gonna make you stand out from the next person, okay? Some key things, and I brought this up before, is at the work order, what do? You've been to a couple work orders with me. Hey, what coffee do you guys drink? Right? Oh, I drink a caramel macchiato, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Install date. I'm the owner. I don't technically need to be there. I could send Phil. I could send other people to go do my job, but on my personal stuff, I show up with coffee, right? Just little things like that, because those people, I want them to remember, right, that I remembered what coffee they drank. I came out there, I do a pre-construction walk with Phil, so they know I'm engaged. If you guys are just teeing things off to Phil, and you guys are just abandoning your install, you're right then and there, okay? Phil is to procure your install, but your ass should be there at 7 in the morning. Does everybody agree? Who has been doing that? That's the problem. Right? So like, guys, if you guys aren't showing up to your builds, okay, that's a big issue. You should be there at 7 in the morning while the chaos is happening. People are they're tearing their house apart, right? Like literally, like their house, everything that they care about is now on their front lawn, right? They're like, and a lot of those people don't even speak English. They're like this, like, you know what I mean? They've never had something like this happen before, right? They want the guy that they met that sold them on all of this to build that relationship with them, to at least just give them some words of affirmation that everything's gonna be okay, you know what I mean? They still don't really know that for certain, you know what I mean? So you guys gotta be with these people the entire time. Office hours, you shouldn't slack. You shouldn't slack. Every little bit of communication is key. Even if there's no update, you guys should be hitting all your homeowners up. Hey, I just want to let you know, supplement's still in progress. I checked with my supplement team this morning. Hey, we're still going back and forth with the insurance, but we should hear something in the next few days.
I've been letting them know at the beginning, hey, I'm going to be probably calling you at least Monday or Tuesday every week. I do that with every single one of my people. I just like to let them know what's going on.
What's your office hours, Cole?
Either Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. I'm doing Monday this week, but usually Tuesday, Friday.
Okay.
I do 2 weeks, because if I don't, you have stuff sitting 1 week, and then another week, and then another week.
Yep.
But if you was to talk to them maybe twice a week, it moves way faster, and it just keeps it on your mind, and you keep things rolling, and people know that you give a shit.
Yep. How many deals you got in your pipeline, Daniel? 4? Where are they at in the process?
Just bought, reinspect, adjuster, and...
Adjuster, when you say one has an adjuster, there's an adjuster coming up.
And then the other one's bought. Yeah.
So you got 2 bought, you don't have any in claim filed?
Like 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, that one's for the adjuster.
Okay, all right, yeah. And you know when the date is, right?
The 19th. Yes.
The 19th?
Wait, so that gets times 10, you're not gonna be able to pull it out of your head like that.
No, hey, no, hold on. Because I want to give you guys, I just picked on you just to give you examples, right? So, you said, when is this, the 19th?
The 19th.
That's next Monday?
Yes.
All right, so listen, this week during my office hours, I'm gonna text, and I'm just gonna use Miss Smith for this example, right? Hey, Miss Smith, I just wanna let you know, hey, Sunday morning, they're gonna get you, just like we already talked about, Sunday morning, they're gonna give you that more specific time about when they're coming out there. Just rest going to be there 30 minutes early on the day of Monday, August 19th. I just wanted to send you an update since I'm doing my office hours, let you know and confirm everything that's going on. If anything changes, feel free to let me know. Just want to let you know, Daniel, right? I'm just reiterating stuff that may already be done, but I'm touching my homeowner, right? I want them to know that I know that I remembered everything that we talked about, and I'm just shooting this to you just so you have a text message so you remember, right? When things are bought, you said 2 were bought by insurance. So this is gonna be relative. When were they bought? Last week?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So do you have the scopes or anything? Did you ask to be CC'd on the scope?
Yes, and then I asked the adjuster how long it would take, and they said about 2 weeks.
2 weeks to get it written up?
That's what he said.
Okay, no worries. On both of them? Let's just start there with one. All right, I'm gonna just give you guys an example of an update. Monday, hey, Ms. Smith, hey, I'm just reaching out to you. I just wanna let you know, hey, it looks like we're probably 5 to 7 business days out on you getting that initial scope. I would be going over, are they set up, in the meantime, I would get set up on direct deposit if you can. It'll make the process of payments a whole lot easier. Also, did you check to see if they had a mortgage? Okay. I also would say, hey, from time to time, they will put your mortgage on the initial funding that's coming. I would just make sure to verify your mortgage, because here's the shit kicker with mortgage, okay? Mortgages get bought and sold all the time, all right? So it's really important, guys, when you guys are at an adjuster appointment to confirm who they have as a mortgage and who the insurance has as a mortgage. All right, all my starving guys, dude, I've been there. Like waiting on a final commit, I'm like, oh yeah, that check's coming in, I'm gonna get a pre-final, or I'm gonna get a pre-commission, and the check comes and it's Chase and they have Wells Fargo, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get another check sent from the insurance company. Never mind if you don't even confirm it then. I mean, almost it helps if you catch it right when you get the funding. But if you don't catch it right then and there, and you send that check to Chase, and then, well, they go, this ain't the right mortgage, and then the check's even lost there, then you got, like, dude, that can set your deal a whole like month and a half off. But in the meantime, these are things I would do. Call her. Just say, hey, I just wanted to reconfirm some things. Did your mortgage lender, all of that stuff, you want to make sure all of that's right as that funding's coming through. Have they corresponded with you yet as to when they're going to be releasing funding on that? Hey, in 5 to 7 days, when you get that, just feel free to make sure you CC that over to me, and I'll look it over with my supplement team, make sure everything's paid for, right? Like all this update, re-inspect. What do you know how to, like, so when did you submit the re-inspect?
The day of the adjuster, me and Marcus took re-inspect photos there.
When you submit for re-inspect, you should hear something within 7 to 10 business days. Hey, I just want to let you know that that packet was submitted. You can look in AccuLinks and see when Sundal submitted it, right? Hey, it was submitted last Thursday. You should hear some correspondence from your adjuster within the next 7 to 10 business days. There's either 1 or 2 things that can happen. 1, they may just pay for it over the phone because Sundal's a gangster. Or 2, they're going to send out another adjuster. When you know that other adjuster's coming out, please let me know and I'll make sure I'm there 30 minutes early to get this started off right. Whatever your pipeline is, this is what you need to be doing every week. And I know for a fact, none of you guys are doing that. And that is literally why you guys don't have the pipeline that you should. How are you going to stand out than the next guy? That's how you're gonna do it. Hey, dude, when someone goes, hey, my cousin, mine's on it, man. Every Monday, he sends me an update on where my deal is, where he's working, what the issues are, and how he's solving them. Like, every single time. Everybody get that? Questions on that? Anybody need ideas on how to update your homeowner? Who's gonna do that this week? And guys, I don't know if we need a checklist because I see a lot of y'all still not following that process with what to say at the end of an adjuster. Don't be a fool, get the roof bought and get in your truck and leave. Don't be a fool, guys. That's a very pivotal moment for you to transition into what's next. If you guys think you're gonna go there, stand there, just do some lazy watch this guy make circles on things, not ask questions, and you're just gonna you're sadly mistaken, bro. You are up against 10,000 other roofing companies, bro. Do not think things are just a layup, slam dunk. That's just naive, even for me to think, okay? So just please make sure that you guys are following that process. Yes, sir.
2 things, a caveat on that, because instantly if I have to see somebody that made that mistake or made every mistake, instantly like, wait a minute, I thought we were cool. Like my friend almost, now it's just transactional, they feel used, so it changes their point of view at you at the adjuster appointment. If you don't always stop and talk to them, you can keep with the report, like, oh, okay, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, by the time I get to that adjuster appointment, I already know the dog's name. So when the dog starts running at me, I'm like, Penny, chill out. Because they want to know that I'm paying attention to the information, right? I'm like, huh? Yeah, you should know that, married Ricky. Attention to detail is important, right? Like, when you walk into a store, and so like I like at Lifetime, dude, when I walk in there, I don't even need to scan my badge. They're like, hey, how you doing, Jason? Right? Like whatever, they say Jason. I never fixed it. I just, whatever, right? But hey, there's a reason that Lifetime trains those people to do that. Right? Has anybody read How to Win Friends and Influence People? What's the biggest compliment? The name, saying their name, right? How do you remember it? What does he say to do? Say their name 3 times back in the conversation. Kyle, right? Kyle? Hey, it's awesome, right? Like, but then it reinstills it in me to remember their name. You know what I'm saying? I do the same thing with this dog biting me. I'm like, Penny, chill. Oh, Penny, you're so crazy, Penny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's how I remember the name, right? So, and there's another thing in How to Win Friends and Influence People where he says, remember their birthday, right? So like, I don't do this all the time, but you guys remember in special events, things you killed on, what's that dude's name that we went and he was saying, oh yeah, I like Monte Cristo cigars. And we went back to the work order, fucking Brinson slides 2 of the cigars that he was mentioning, never said to get him a cigar or anything. We just found out he was into cigars, boom, and then what did we get? 2 other 65 square roofs right out of this guy at the tail end of that, right, that are just as big as his. Those 2 cigars made Brinson another 15 grand, right? I bought 2 $6 cigars, right? And I get 2 other referrals out of it. And if you treat those 2 referrals with the same service that we treated the initial guy with, then guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get another referral. If you're not getting a referral from your homeowner, there's a lot to be said there. Not that you suck, okay? But there's room for improvement, right? I mean, you should. Before you guys hit Sundle up on the phone, you need to text her, okay? Because you gotta think, if she's answering it, she thinks it's important. Don't be like, hey Sundle, I just tagged you in AccuLinks and I just wanted to reiterate, and this homeowner, she's 81, and all that bro, like, dude, come on. Like, that's where we gotta be efficient with the communication. Text Sundle, use voice to text. Just send her a voice text. Hey Sundle, just wanna let you know, and you can send her a voice memo on your phone. Guys, you guys don't have to take up the phone time. Same thing with me, same thing with Brinson and Seth. You gotta be thinking to yourself, is this textable, okay? Do I need, because when my phone goes off, I'm going, this better be very important. You know what I mean? Like, you better have went through all the chain of command before my phone starts ringing, okay? Like, text first, okay? And then Sundle's gonna block out time throughout her day. If she has issues on your particular file, she will call you. Okay? I would like you guys to have a contingency agreement if we're going to reinspection, because now we have to add resources, Sundle, the aerial photos, the eagle view, all that stuff. We're gonna need a bunch of things that we're gonna have to add now time into it. And it also shows commitment to by the homeowner too, right? Because I know getting kicked in the at the work order when someone goes, hey, I'm gonna use someone else, that sucks. But what sucks even more is if you go to reinspect and then they go with someone else after that. You're like, bro, your insurance was denying you.
Do you need a third party?
Oh, I have one in mind where I literally thought it was in the bag, and everybody clowns on me with Justin Joyner, but it even happened with me. Is I decided to take something to appraisal, spent thousands of dollars going to appraisal, and then this guy's like, I'm not gonna do it. Or he's been really just dragging me along the whole time. I don't know if he's ever gonna do his roof. But I'm like, damn dude, I went through all of these stages. State Farm denied you. State Farm denied your reinspect. I fought for 9 months to get all the way over here. Never had a commitment, never put a contingency in place. Thought this guy was in the bag. I got caught slipping, and now I'm gonna take an L, right? So like, putting in those levels of commitment are gonna be key, guys. Don't just keep going, I'm desperate, I'll do whatever to just get your roof bought. No, like, look, that first one was on me. Now if you really need me to dive in, I need you to sign this contingency agreement for me to move forward. And I also think we should be doing that on tarps as well, all right? You need me to do something, like this stuff's not free, the tarp ain't free, the person doing the tarp ain't free, I'm not free, none of this is free. I get paid by your insurance company. I need you to sign this contingency agreement if you want me to get this stuff done for you. Guys, when you guys are structuring deals, I know that we were like, oh, 50% down, the other 50% upon completion. It's killing us, okay? We have almost $1 million in AR, and 30-something% of that is homeowners holding some of the ACV money that they already have, okay? It's really killing us, which means that we need to restructure how we're doing our deals, okay? Which means like if, you know, Ideally, I would like the net claim, but I know the net claim can sometimes be way more. It's like almost damn near all of it, right? So like whatever you agree on the net claim, pick that up. But once that roof's done, 99.9% of the time, that net claim still goes toward the roof, and let's get that, structure that as well. So it should be, you know, we're picking up, you know, if their net claim is like $18,000, all right, we're picking up 10 right now. We'll pick up the another $8,000 once the roof's complete, okay? And then the remaining depreciation once your gutters, your fence, and all the additional trades.
I put it in my work orders that all of net claim must be picked up at day of or before install.
I love that.
Put it in your notes.
I know.
And no one said anything against it. Like, I'll pick up this 25%, that'll get you on schedule. If not that, we'll do 500 down. That'll get you started on supplement, but I at least have that 25% of this contract amount for us to go ahead and get you on schedule. If we get that today, I'll get the rest of this net claim at the day of or before that we do this work, or I can't do the work because this pays for it.
Right. Exactly. Yes, I love that. The only thing I would tweak is does this pays for it? Because we're still going to do their roof, and everybody's deals are different. But yes, I love that. You have a concept down. I don't care what concept works for you, but we have to be thinking in our head how we're going to make sure this net claim is paid before we even start going for the depreciation. All that net claim needs to be picked up before we even need to start filing for depreciation. It's just too much money. All right. Everybody on the same page, put it in the notes section. Down payment, then once this is done. That extra notes is for you to be detailed.
Down to the penny. You can do the math. You can write check one, and then it's the deductible, picking up $2,500 a day, collecting remaining net claim at completion of roof. Put the amount that's remaining. So they don't have to ask, okay, well, how much is it? It's on the contract.
Yep.
At which phase you're picking down to the penny what you're picking up. The more detailed you can be, the better.
100%.
Any other contractor is gonna have a draw schedule outlining in the contract. On all of the flips I've done, we've always had a draw schedule forever.
Yep.
So treat this the same way. Like, you should have, you're picking it up at this time, and then this, and then this.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Questions, comments, compliments.
I got a compliment.
No
I
comment.
got a compliment for Alex. This is on his own. At the work order, he noticed that the homeowner was drinking a certain type of alcoholic beverage. And we had an incident with material at one job. He just went and bought it and brought it to them at the end on his own. So that way you go.
Yeah. Seriously, like the turnout at these 1 to 3s, because I see some of y'all that don't know this information or ask me questions about the information Seth's going over and you're not here, right? So like pay it forward. Like even if you think you know it all, you might have something that might be able to help somebody else, right? And like literally like that's not the culture that we're building here. This ain't some one-off, I got all the information, so rest of y'all. Like, no, like somebody gave you that information. I know a lot of y'all I sat one-on-one with and trained and showed you guys how to do certain things, and that is what's made you successful. All I've ever asked for you guys to do is just pay it forward, right? Like just pay it forward to somebody else. You'll find that the reward is actually a lot larger than money. Right? When you're able to help somebody else that may have some kids or they have a wife or children or whatever, and you get to see them now buy a house or them now make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. There's no better feeling than that, guys. Like, so don't be selfish. No, I don't need that stuff, all that stuff. If you think you know all that stuff, great. You should be here anyway because you should be helping somebody else out. If you feel you need help with it, then great, because Seth's going to be there to help you out.
I will tell you that there have been multiple times that I've held trainings for the new reps that I go over something that then a tenured rep calls me with a question about. And then also like on a personal level, I spend a lot of time training, and it's like y'all are calling me with questions every day. Like a lot of it will get solved in the 2 hours. It's 10 hours a week that I'm spending training people. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a slap in the face. Like I'm trying to help. But moving past that, the only other thing I have to go over is just so all of y'all know, the team leads moving forward too, you'll see them tagging y'all on AccuLinks. That's coming from up above. We've instructed them, they're in charge of their team and their team's numbers. So they're going through AccuLinks and they're making sure y'all is updated within 7 days. And if they see smoke, they're gonna put a comment, hey, how can I help you? But just know that they're gonna be going through y'all's stuff.
Yeah, and they're not there to be
They're there to micromanage.
They're not there to boss you around or anything. They're there to help give you direction and be aligned before it gets to Brinson. All right, like Brinson can't be everywhere all at once, so they're there to give direction and help you guys in any way that they can, period. All right, I'm just gonna touch on this last thing and we're gonna get out of here. I know Emily quit this morning. I just want to let you know that Taylor's going to be filling in her shoes. We're actively looking to fill that role. It might already be filled already, I don't know. But in the meantime, if you guys need help with anything in the office or anything that you would initially ask Emily for, please ask Taylor. She'll be here all week supporting you guys in whatever she can in that realm. Cool? All right, let's get out of here. 2 claps and Ric Flair. Woo!